If you're a new or existing business owner and you're looking for funding, I have a particular bank that you can get 2 different types of funding from. And the best part is you don't even need to have a business that's making any money yet. So we're going to go ahead, dive into my computer and break everything down. So the bank we're going to be talking about here today in this video is going to be Truist Bank. Now, I try not to have favorite banks when I'm looking for business funding or I'm helping other people try to get business funding, but I must say this bank does hand out funding very, very well, and we haven't seen too many people get denied from it if they do come correct, which is why you're watching this video, so you can learn how to do that. So first order of business is knowing the data points, and all data points is a collection of data and kind of understanding what the bank and the underwriters are going to want to see to get approvals, and it's just a chain, a pattern of what other people have had when they got approved for their funding. So we want to try to match up to that as much as we possibly can, and that's what data points are. So the first thing we must know about Truist Bank is that they are a regional bank. So what that means is it's geo-restricted to certain states in the country, and those states are North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Indiana, Texas, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. So if you're in any of these states, you're good to go. You'll be ready to start the process. If not, there is other ways you can make it seem like you're in one of these states so that you can go ahead and be eligible to get funding from this bank. And we'll kind of touch on that later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But what we want to know is where they're going to pull from when you apply. Okay, a lot of times people, when they're trying to get business funding or personal funding even, they don't know where the bank that they're trying to apply from, where they're going to pull from. All right, each bank is going to pull from a different bureau, and we got to know that so we know what our credit report needs to be so that we can get approved. Right, so for this particular bank, they're going to pull from Equifax. So we must know that, okay? And our Equifax needs to be on point and up to par. And if you want to know what that is, I would suggest that you don't have anything below a 700 credit score. Right now, underwriting is very tight for any type of business funding, so you want to be as best as you possibly can. So above a 700 credit score, utilization under 10%, also no collections, no charge-offs, no late pays as well. So on the late pays, if you have them, they have to be at least 2 years old. Anything newer than that is going to be really hard to get an approval. So just make sure if you do have late pays, they're at least 2 years old. So going down to the next point is you don't need to have a business bank account. However, it does help. We've seen people that have business bank accounts with Truist get double the amount on their approval limits when they go to apply. So that's just something to think about. If you want to take that extra time and go ahead and set up a business bank account, it will help you in the long run when you're trying to build a relationship with this bank. Now also, this will work for sole proprietors. They accept sole proprietors in both forms. So if you actually have an EIN number tied to your sole prop, it works for that. And then also too, if you just want to apply with your personal social security number, a lot of people don't know that you can actually apply for business credit cards in most cases with your personal SSN, and it will still count as a business credit card and show them on a business profile. Do not get any type of business funding that is going to show up on your personal credit. We don't want that. We want to keep our personal credit as clean as we possibly can when we're trying to get business funding, and we want to only go after business credit cards, lines of credit, term loans, whatever it is. We want to go after stuff that's going to show up on our business side only. Also, no docs are needed for the business credit cards. All right, and we're going to touch on some lines of credit that Truist has as well that can potentially be no docs, but sometimes they're not. So we'll touch on that later in the video as well. But these are some of the main data points that you're going to want to have and have in order so that you can be ready to go. So as I was saying, the business bank account, in my opinion, you do want to go ahead and have this so you can make your approval odds even better. So you can just set up the Truist Simple Business checking account, super easy. They have really no monthly maintenance fees as you see here. This is kind of like for a startup, or even if you have an established business and you kind of want to just get in the door with Truist without having any of their higher tier business accounts. If you don't need it, you can just set this up. Boom, you're in the door. Now, what also helps your approval process when you're applying for funding is when you set up these business accounts, put some money in the account as well. This increases your bank rating also. So that'll be something to consider as well when you go to apply. Make sure you have some cash you can put into these bank accounts so that it'll increase your bank rating, and then you'll get higher limits on your funding options that you apply for. All right, so let's kind of talk about the business credit cards that they have. It's mainly 3. My recommendation is going to be to go for this one right here. It's going to be the Truist Business. It's super simple. It doesn't have any rewards, but we're not here to get business funding for rewards. We're trying to grow and scale our business and get, for some people, startup funding. So you don't need any of that. What you want though is the highest, or excuse me, longest 0% interest introductory APR rate that you can possibly get. And so for Truist, this is going to be this card right here. All right, the Truist Business is 12 months of 0% interest APR. So you got 12 months, basically a whole year with no interest to use the capital that you get on this card to grow and scale your business. Now, some of these other business cards that they have are totally fine. Don't get me wrong, and you can get them. But if your main focus is trying to start a business, or you want to grow your business, or you're trying to scale your business, or you need working capital, whatever it is, still, your best bet is going to be to go with the 0% interest period. That's the longest, and it's the Truist Business card. Now, if you get this card and you want to try to expand your business with Truist, then you can kind of look into some of these other cards as well. And also, it doesn't have an annual fee also, which is just a kind of icing on the cake, so to speak. So that's my recommendation for the business credit card that you should get first with Truist. Is going to be the Truist Business. Now, Truist does have a bunch of different funding options available to you when you start to build a relationship with them. They have different type of commercial vehicle loans and real estate loans and lines of credit. And I do want to touch on the line of credit as well, because if you've heard about Truist, you know, sometimes people talk about their no doc up to 50K line of credit. Now, in today's terms, can you still get that? It's possible. It just depends on the branch. But we haven't been seeing a lot of people get that 50K no doc line of credit. They've been asking for docs a lot of the times. And what we've been seeing recently is it can kind of cut off at 10K now, where it's no docs. You might can get 10K with no docs, but once you start getting past that, they can start asking for docs and business revenue reports and things like that. And that's because underwriting has been getting a very, very, very tight with business funding lately. So it's just due to that. But if you want to go for a line of credit, it's definitely something that you can do. When you go into the branch, especially if you're setting up a business bank account with Truist, you can actually go and apply for your business credit card, which again, we recommend the Truist Business for that. And then also you can apply for a line of credit as well. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about business funding and learn what banks might potentially work best for you in your business, I have a free training that you can click the link in the pinned comment or in the description. It's going to take you to a page where you can sign up for that free training. It's going to show you the 3 steps that I took to get over 500K in business funding, and show you how you can do the same exact process for you and your business as well. And then also too, let us know in the comments about Truist, how you feel about Truist. Maybe if you've already gotten funding from them, or you're looking to get funding. If you have any questions on the process and potentially what you need to do to try to get an approval out of them, let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed the content. If you want us to make more videos like this, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.